Well, hello everybody, Jason up News Revolution Cave on this Notre Dame playoff night eve, Wednesday, for all you non-college football fans. We are talking about LJN figures. I had to pull some stuff away from the walls this morning so that the smart water meter could be installed, which is obnoxious, but that's okay because it needed to be moved anyway, as we do, as my friend Bale says, the 100th room remodel. I don't think it's 100. That's not giving me enough credit by any means. I think it's way more than 100 room remodels we have done, and if it's not, then we're adding one more anyway. This coming week, maybe next week, we're going to include you all, of course. You will be part of the display build. We're going to woodwork down here like real men. We're going to get our drills and our hammers and our bolts, and we're going to put stuff together. And I'm going to to build a Masters of the Universe Ghostbusters collaboration display, if you will. But until then, we are talking about other stuff. We're talking about the LJN Wrestling Superstars collection. We're taking a closer look at it. In fact, we're revisiting it, as we have mentioned in the title before. The school desk is 99.99% staying. All of you have asked for it to stay. In fact, I have been asked to do some shows from the desk. And I still have the idea of interviewing. I want to interview on the channel. Right now, I still have the anxieties about it, but I want to interview on the channel. I think we can have a ton of fun interviewing people. And I actually have, I'm not even going to tell you. But somebody was in my people you may know on Facebook, and you can't friend request them. You can only follow them because they're in the celebrity realm. And I reached out through Messenger to this person and just shot the interview shot, and they were like super cool about it. They're like, "Yeah, bro, that sounds great." You know, they have a fee. They do have a fee. This is not a wrestler. This is a celebrity from our childhoods. This is a crazy celebrity from our childhoods. And they do charge, but he also added some kind of like inside lingo that may indicate the charge would be less. He said he's usually $250 an hour, but maybe we can work out some B2B. And I looked that up, and I think that's business to business. I don't have a business to offer you, but maybe we'll figure something out. But there's a celebrity on the horizon that I could potentially get for a 35-40 minute interview here on the channel. There are people from the past. There are non-wrestling people from my past that may come and talk with us. We'll try to get, of course, Howie someday on the interview. But I want to do wrestlers. I want to do whatever celebrity would be willing. And and I know if Avi Klein is watching this, he's like, "Dude, come do it with me." I'm just still nervous about it. But anyway, let's do LJNs because I'm comfortable with that. But I thought, yeah, if we do the interviews, would we do them from the desk? And that's fine because they would be Zoom calls. So we would be using the laptop camera. So I don't know, you wouldn't really see the desk, but I don't know. I'd have to have some kind of cool backdrop. I don't know. We'll see. LJNs. Right. We're making our way through the line. In fact, we're coming up on the last two figures. We're going to do the interviews. Would we do them from the desk? And that's fine because they would be Zoom calls. So I don't know, you wouldn't really see the desk, but I don't know. I'd have to have some kind of cool backdrop. I don't know. We'll see. LJNs. Right. We're making our way through the line. In fact, we're coming up on the last two figures. of the second to last shelf. So we're making our way through, and that's good. We're still on the what are we going to call that? The black base figures, the black undercoating figures, or the horrible paintwear figures of 1988. This one that I have is not too bad. It's not too bad at all, and I use this figure a ton. Ted Dibiase, ladies and gentlemen, 1988 Ted Dibiase, second to last series. And I had Ted Dibiase as a kid 100% and played with him a lot. This figure got a ton of play despite the clothing and despite the horribly odd oversized dollar bills in his hand. I didn't care. I still use it. I knew kids that cut the dollar bills out, and there is nothing that should have stopped me from doing that as a kid. I absolutely should have cut the dollar bills out based on the way my brain worked. I'm the guy that, drew war paint or makeup on my British Bulldogs in ink with pen when I was changing their personas or their characters. Yeah, drew it with blue ink pen, because that's never coming off. Blue ink pen, brilliant. I'm the guy that drew, again, with ink pen, Ultimate Warrior makeup on Paul Orndorff and forever changed him. So why didn't I cut the money out of Ted DiBiase's hand? I have no idea. But Ted DiBiase was he was a very prominent bad guy in the WWF in '88, and had a huge role in the childhood play. I loved this figure, actually. It's a great bad guy figure. It's a good pose. It's, forget the outfit. I get it. Forget the money. That's fine. But great figure. And I am still hoping that one day XOX makes us a wrestling gear Ted DiBiase. And as we've said, a wrestling gear honky tonk man. You never know. The famous Net might be watching. I don't know. There he is, Ted DiBiase, and you can tell that there's not a lot of wear, and it's very rare for these figures, this line especially, to not have busted up noses and knuckles with the horrible paint choices that the company chose. I have never met Ted DiBiase. He's been everywhere. He goes, he's all around cons, or was. Haven't met him, never met him. Did meet Virgil. It's as close as I got to Ted DiBiase. I think he's doing okay. I really enjoyed the Hogan Andre DiBiase double referee fiasco of 1988. I did, and I shouldn't have, because I was 12. I mean, I wasn't like a grown adult. I was still a silly child wrestling fan. So, yeah, seeing the double referee and seeing DiBiase awarded the belt and him carrying it for 3 days or so, I thought was incredible. I mean, it was the first time in my life that Hulk Hogan lost, and it blew me away. And it just ushered in a new era of wrestling and a new era of childhood, really. And then, of course, the WrestleMania 4 tournament that came down to DiBiase and Savage. Should DiBiase have been legit heavyweight champion? Sure. I think he and Savage could have traded it back and forth a little bit, but obviously things don't work out that way. DiBiase in the UWF and the Mid-South is enjoyable. He's a little odd as a baby face because he shaves his beard. Looks very strange. Hard to it's not the Ted DiBiase we know. I can still watch some Mid-South on Peacock or whatever, and I do watch it at night sometimes, and DiBiase's there. It's just strange to see him unshaved good guy, but classic character, fantastic wrestler. Probably should have. You see, when you say probably should have done more, that's such a Mark thing to say, right? I mean, he was paid, and he was part of a huge era of the WWF. So what do you mean should have done more? Should he have won the world title? I mean, back then it mattered. I mean, who cares today? you know, if the Miz and David Arquette and all these goofs have won the title, right? Who cares about the title? But back then, sure, Ted DiBiase should have maybe been one of the first 12 or 15 WWF champions. And he was, granted, sure, I know, but it would have been cool to see a little bad guy Ted DiBiase run. You know, so they give him the $1 million belt, and that's fine. But I'm looking forward to watching the Ted DiBiase era in the WWF when I rewatch the footage. So let's take a closer look at Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. All right, folks, as we have said, the only way to display your LJN figures are with these custom LJN stands from 4 Left 3D Creations. And here is a very, very detailed Ted DiBiase LJN stand. Again, Etsy, look up 4 Left 3D Creations and get your custom, look at that, look how beautiful that is. Get your custom LJN stands. 4 Left 3D Creations, the only way to display your LJN figures. And here he is, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, looking surprisingly well with minimal knuckle paint loss. A little bit of loss on the nose there. Looks like some gray undertones there, but I know that they're black. You can see deeper, they are black. But there he is, Ted DiBiase, fantastic looking figure. Obviously not ideal for play with the suit, but great looking figure. They did a great job. I don't love the money. Obviously, it's gigantic. It makes sense, sure, of course, but kind of silly, a little oversized. Great likeness, and I really like the suit. Now, surprisingly, with LJN, we got some back artwork as well. LJN easily could have just left this plain, as they have done with many other figures, but we got the raised dollar sign. It's not even just painted on; it's sculpted on. So there you go, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, complete with unnecessary money. Very good figure. Very, very used as a kid. Very played with. All right, we will look at Demolition Axe next time, a figure that I did not have as a kid. Didn't have him, wait, that might not be true. I think I got Axe in the Toys R Us dump bin, I think. Yes, Axe, Billy Jack Haynes, Ken Patera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But we'll take a look at him next, and then we're almost home, folks. We're almost home with the LJN Revisited, and then we'll do Remco's. All right, that is all. Ted DiBiase. We'll see you next time. Good night now.